Hello, English students. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about writing better, more effective, lean, mean essays. And what I mean by that is that we want to be focused on the quality of your writing rather than the quantity of your writing. A lot of students get caught up in the minimum word count or the minimum page length. And that's not what you want to be obsessed with at all. The entire reason that we as instructors have minimum word lengths or minimum page requirements is because usually when students are given a topic to write on or even choose their own topics, they write the bare minimum amount, barely anything. They write a little bit about the topic, a little bit about their opinion, and then poof, it's gone. Well, that's garbage. If you write too little about a topic, I can't really understand your knowledge on it. And the whole purpose of writing an essay is to be able to understand your knowledge base and your critical thinking abilities. And if I can't assess that from your essay, then why even write it? So when you write your essays, you want to write effective essays that utilize your words and your entire writing effectively. You know, there's an old adage that those that get a BS degree are just full of bull, you know what. Well, what that means is that college students that graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree, a BS degree, counts for Bachelor of Arts too, I guess, are just full of BS. They're just good at BSing their way through things because they could come up with a lot of crap and write it down on paper and pass it off as a good essay. So they're full of it. Well, that's not what we want to be associated with in academics. You as an academic want to be able to show that you can do valid research, that you can think critically about ideas and information, and you can synthesize the information you get from other sources into a fully developed, cohesive, and well-developed essay. You want to be able to show that you can think critically and that you can communicate your ideas effectively to others. So how do we do that? Well, the best way to do it is to throw the freaking minimum word count out the window. Stop worrying about the minimum word count or the minimum page length, because that does not matter. What matters is that you write a well-developed and a good essay. A good essay is not a long essay. A good essay focuses on your thesis statement, and it makes sure that all of the main points that surround your thesis statement have valid statements, valid supports, and valid explanations, and valid explanations that are not too long-winded, but tell just enough information about whatever point it is you're trying to get across so that the reader can understand it. Make your essays short and succinct, and they'll do well. So instead of focusing on the minimum word length, minimum word count, or minimum page length, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the effectiveness of your essay. Make sure that you have good points that will back up your thesis statement. Make sure that you have good textual support and research done for each one of those points, and that you can explain your reasoning for giving that point well. If you've done that, bam, that's all you need to do for an essay. Make sure that it is short and effective. Let me give you another little thing that you can do here. If you're not sure whether or not you have written too much for an essay, or perhaps your essay is full of fluff and filler, I want you to follow the 50% rule. You may not be familiar with it, but this is what I want you to do in your next essay. Start by writing the best essay that you can and fill it with as much information as possible. Just write down everything you can about it. Opinions, research, statistics, whatever you can, throw it in there. Once you're done with that rough draft, I want you to go through on your next revision and try and cut that essay in half. Try and eliminate 50% of the words. Now, while you're doing that, you need to also make sure that you retain the original tone and the original message of your essay. So you're going to try and retain the original message and information while cutting out 50% of the essay. Now, if you can do that, then you've written a lean, mean essay that gets your point across with the minimum amount of words possible. And if you can do that, that essay is probably going to be enjoyable to read because you have gotten your point across succinctly. That means that you've cut out all the filler words, all the fluff words. You have made sure that if you're repeating yourself over and over and over again, you cut that out. Nobody wants to read the exact same point 5 times. Make your point once and be done with it. And it also makes sure that you cut out anything that goes off topic. Because when you start to drift away from your thesis statement, just cut it out of your essay. It's not even needed. If you're able to do that, you're going to have a better essay. Now, if you can't get to 50% of your essay, if you're able to cut out at least 20% or 30% of your essay, you're still going to have a better essay than you did originally. So my point is, stop worrying about the minimum word length. Stop worrying about the minimum page length. Write a good essay. Write an essay that gets your point across and forget about the minimum word length. If you have a well-developed essay, it's most likely going to make the minimum word count. But guess what? If you can write a well-developed and effective essay that is half the minimum word count, and I can see you've done a fantastic job, your grade is going to reflect that way more than is the minimum word count. I don't care about the minimum word count. Yes, I have it listed in the syllabus. Yes, it's listed on the assignment piece. But if you're writing garbage, if you give me a minimum word length required paper that's full of fluff and filler and garbage, you're going to get a worse grade than if you give me a shorter essay that is succinct, to the point, and full of rich, good details. Focus on good essays, not filler. Take care.